Who scored around 80 odd runs. Bashir Ahmed is not in the squad for this qualifier.
Guided away off the outside edge. The Nepal fans are going to cheer every run that they can get. Yeah, it was a 3-run victory. Sandra Owan was in the runs that day. The quadrangular series played out between Nepal, Kuwait, Hong Kong and Qatar. But they were in a terrible position, Nepal. They were 92 for 8, and Bashir Ahmed nearly pulled off a miracle alongside Nandan Yadav, whose batting continues to improve.
That is what he's working on. He has a very good bowling. He's bowled very well throughout these last year or so.
Really good start, outstanding start from Farooq. Just 2 runs from the first over. Good side, Kuwait, very much on the rise in the World Game, particularly again in this format. We spoke about Qatar in the afternoon game and how they really have a focus primarily, not solely, but primarily on the T20 format, and that kind of plays to their strengths. And this is a man to watch. He took 2 for 24 in that quadrangular series final. Yasin Patel is a fine young cricketer.
Yes. Laksha Anek, Energy 8. Energy Bhanekai, Red Bull.
Sunflower oil. Mayale Badeko Swad. Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV hybrid technology ले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा. घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर. वर्षौं वर्ष.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड.
पञ्चकन्या स्टिल.
You rate under a run a ball at 5.95, and he'll often strike here in the power play. He's going to go with a slip and play, and then we've got 5 fielders in a ring on the offside, so only 3 fielders on the leg side field. And he's going to keep that impeccable line outside the off stump.
He doesn't get so much of turn, but his accuracy is impeccable. He just comes and bowls, starts it in.
You see that field there. It's rare you'll see a spin bowler bowl to a 6-3 field. Some seamers can do it, particularly away swing bowlers with that control. But what both batters, both right-handers will consider doing is stepping outside the off stump and unleashing either the sweep or the slog sweep to exploit that leg side. Obviously we'll get a single down there. 3 fielders in the leg side, deep mid wicket, long on, and then a short fine leg. So every single field of the offside's up in the circle, including the slip.
Yes, because he doesn't get that turn. He's just bowling with the arm, the ball getting into the right-hander. That is why the field is set. Now the slips has been taken off. He's into short mid.
Slight change in approach, I suppose, for the 2 batters. They know that Kushal Patel is probably someone who prefers the sweep shot a little more than Asif Sheikh. But a good start this from Kuwait. I think a big toss to win. Both sides wanted to bowl. That's what Rob Powdell said at the toss. And all of these dots in the power play will help build up the pressure.
This is what Nepal doesn't want, dot balls in the first 6 overs.
There is that sweep, yeah. He enjoys that shot. You would suspect for Nepal, with the depth of their batting, they'll want these 2 to attack in the power play.
They should attack because their only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle in the first 6 overs. So they might take a risk and attack in the first 6 overs. But Yasin Patel, as we said, he's a very canny bowler.
Inside edge, that could have gone anywhere. And a fantastic start from Kuwait continues. Only 4 runs from the first 2 overs. Nepal, 4 for none. So welcome along to the coverage. If you haven't enjoyed either the morning or the afternoon game, this is the 3rd game of 3 on the opening day. And we'll just try and explain the structure a little bit to you. 9 teams are coming together across 21 matches here in the beautiful Sultanate of Oman. They're separated into 3 groups of 3. We're here in Group B. The first action coming from Group B. We saw Group A action with The UAE, the tournament's leading ranked side, just about doing enough over Qatar. Oman beat Samoa this morning. And then in terms of the rankings, Nepal will be the favourites in this group, but we're expecting upsets throughout. It's important to get off to a good start because you'll carry your result through against the other side that qualifies. Top 2 from each group go through, and then we go into a Super 6 stage where you'll play 4 more matches against the top 2 in the other 2 groups. So in Nepal or Kuwait's case, that'll be against Group A and Group C. And then we'll end up with a Super 6 table. You kind of look at Qatar and Samoa's position now, both of whom have to play tomorrow. They lose and they are out. It's a cutthroat format. As Bertel goes through the offside, gets probably just the single.
He didn't time that as much as he liked. Just got the toe end of the bat. Lucky didn't go straight to the fielder. Farouk is getting a nice shape away from the right-hander. The pitch is helping the medium paces that we saw in the first game as well. UAE bowlers and even Qatari bowlers bowled very well the medium paces.
Slip continues in place. That's Rajiv Sandarawan. As the short ball hits him right in front, and that's going to be given. Rashid Riaz had no hesitation at all, and Farouk gets good reward for a fine start with the ball. Haven't seen any success yet from batters trying to play across the line in any of the 3 contests, and Sheikh is going to fall early. That was going to go on and crash into middle and off.
Exactly. Very straight delivery. Tried to play across the line, completely missed it. Asif Sheikh has to depart. Right in front of the middle stump.
Has kept a little low as well, hasn't it? And that will be a concern for all the batters who will watch that dismissal. Shakes early, the first one to fall. He's gone for 2. It's 5 for 1.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टॉप सब ठीकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
seems to take it in a very graceful manner. But he identified very much in the build-up to that West Indies series that whilst that was a glamorous occasion, that inaugural Unity Cup, that this was the big focus, qualifying for the World Cup again. As the outside edges beat, I think he's just played inside the line of it. And I think he and all of his teammates, even Stuart Law, the head coach, will admit that they will not come to this qualifier expecting to qualify easily. There's going to be many tough games, and Kuwait are proving that already.
Yes, that's very good channel by Farouk. Bowling outside the off stump, outside the off stump, ball swinging away from the right-hander. Rohit Paudel playing inside the line of the ball.
Yeah, special night for Paudel as well, with it being his 50th match as captain of the nation. He's captained his country in this format more than anyone. Paris Khadka in second with 27, Lamachani 18, Gyanendra Malla 12. Dating all the way back to that first T20I in the T20 World Cup back in 2014 up in Bangladesh. Gully now comes into place. That's how extravagant the movement has been. He's got a good record too, doesn't he? Only lost 18 of those 50 matches and plenty of wins in there. He's a fine young leader.
He is a very fine young leader. And talking about Kuwait, this is what they should do. Nepal already 1 down in the 3rd over. Just 5 runs on the board. There's a slip and a gully. Good attacking field for the outswinger.
They're really impressed with the start from Kuwait. Many call them sort of the dark horse, the underdog to watch in this competition. As another one goes past the outside edge, Farouk has it on a string. Nepal are in early trouble. It's 5 for 1.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै
नेपाल टॉप सब ठीकठाक
Skyworth Home Appliances.
यतिका
As Bertel goes to the power sweep, gets a good piece of it, and will get the first maximum. More like it for Nepal. Little bit off the higher half of the bat, but he goes with such aggression and such confidence. He gets 6.
This is what Burtel can do to a left-arm spinner. Just comes across the stumps and slog sweeps it over mid-wicket boundary.
Back live with you now and beats the outside edge. Really good piece of bowling. He adjusts always well, doesn't he, Yasin Patel?
Slightly slower through the air this time around on the off stump, and there was a hint of a turn as well. Good contest between Yasin and Burtel.
Yeah, slip is out of place now, and there's 5 fielders hovering in a ring. They're all probing in there, trying to apply the pressure, cut off every run that they can. Burtel's return to form with the bat is still very much worth his place in the side, even if he's not in form with the bat. But his return to form with the bat to go alongside his fine leg spin bowling that's improving, and indeed his outstanding fielding, it's a real boost for Stuart Law.
That is what he did in the last match against West Indies last week. Scored 39 runs, and he was unlucky to be given out by the umpire that particular day.
Pedal gets off the mark, confidently down towards long on. Having seen what we saw in the afternoon game, I know it's early stages of this contest, but we probably don't think it's a 170, 180 track, do we? You're talking about the kind of surface. Average first inning score, just a shade over 150 here. It looks like a surface that if you got 150 on it, you'd be confident that your bowlers can defend it.
Yes, if you get 150 odd or even 140 plus, Nepal has those kind of bowlers who can defend that. It's all about the first innings batting that Nepal should do.
Good bowling. Keeps it away from the attack zone and the strong zone of Bertel, who you could see was itching to go to the sweep or go inside out over extra. Gets us to the end of the 4th, and Nepal continue to be in trouble in this power play. 13 for 1.
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
The Nepalese community is coordinated to come in their hundreds a day off work. As Farooq continues, and this is an exceptional opening spell. He attacks Powdle with a swinging ball, and a crooked bat coming down causes issues for the skipper.
He's not that expressed, but he's found his line and length, and the ball is shaping away from the right-hander. Pitching on off stump and moving away, it's particularly hard. The length is back of the length. The batsman thinks that he should go forward or either back.
Down the leg side and just helped around the corner. Powdle always quick between the wickets, pushes hard, but no potential for a second there. Can you give us an idea, Paresh, of the weight of expectations back home, I suppose, after the joy and emotion of a month that nobody could ever forget, and the way in which it ended with that Unity Cup win? Everyone expects Nepal to qualify back home, do they?
Yes, they do expect Nepal to qualify for the T20 World Cup next year. Everyone backing Nepal team, not only back in Nepal, but around the world.
A huge diaspora right the way across the world. Throw at the non-striker's end is a direct hit, and Powdle is not just going to get 1 from this, I think he'll get 2. That's brilliant reactions, and the outstanding running between the wickets that we saw from Nepal and their brilliant work in the field will be a big factor tonight. We saw that throughout the Unity Cup. Great awareness to turn a dot into 2.
Rohit Paudel just took 2 or 3 steps. It was a direct hit. The ball ricocheted off the stumps, and it could have been a dot ball, resulting the second run.
Great stuff from Mohammad Akif Farouk. Good start from him. He's been very much all over the right-handers. You do just wonder, the Kushal Malla role, we saw him open in one game, that was with Asif Sheikh having been left out in the Unity Cup. But wonder when he will come in. As Bertel picks it up into the night sky and flies it away, all the way. Second maximum. And both have belonged to Bertel. That was even more impressive than the first one. A good strike and more like it from Nepal.
He picked up the length very early, Kushal Patel. It was not that short. He picked it up on the front foot, heaved it down to wide long on for a maximum. A good pickup shot.
Yeah, lovely to see the colour of the Nepal fans in always. With the most beautiful flag you can ever imagine. The only one in the world that's not rectangular, remember, as a tribute to their gorgeous mountains. As Bertel tries to go again, not going to be 6, but it will be 4. Just a couple of bounces across the outfield. He looks in really good touch. And just maybe a case of an over too many for the youngster. Just 17 years of age in his second T20I, back-to-back boundaries.
Coming down the track, hitting it on the up, Kushal Patel over mid-off fielder for a boundary. 6 and a 4, 13 runs of the first 5 balls off this over.
Yeah, really good batting. And Bertel coming back to form, back in his favoured role. They kind of, in 2024, they played with him a bit, didn't they? Because of his lack of form, he went up and down the order. He went down, I think, at one point as low as number 7. He's a natural opener. He's good at exploiting the power play. And this is where he belongs. Little change of pace, probably a slower ball from Farouk. Will make it 14 runs from the over, the most expensive of the innings thus far, and Nepal are finally up and running. It's 27 for 1 after 5. Tell us a bit more about the month of September. Paresh, we won't touch on the politics too much, but the protests across the country obviously have created a wave of change and a hope for a brighter future for the nation.
नेपाल टॉप सब ठीक ठाक.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
लक्ष्य अनेक, एनर्जी 1. एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
नेपाल टॉप सब ठीक ठाक.
And avidly, and great to have them alongside us. Going to see some leg spin for the first time today, actually, in the 2 games that we've seen. We didn't see any wrist spin in the afternoon clash. Navin Rajendran will come in with his right arm leg spin, slightly unorthodox, a little bit off the wrong foot. But we heard Mohammad Aslam, he spoke at the toss about how he wants to back his spinners. So that's not just Yasin Patel, that's Navin Raj here. We'll see, I suspect, Mohammad Aslam himself have a good bowl, and they have a couple of other options too. Meet Babsar can bowl, those are the left arm spinners as well. Plenty of spin options for Kuwait. Well, that's a drag down and really a free hit for Rohit Paudel, who gets his first boundary, helps it round the corner.
And that's Rohit's favourite shot. Going down on his knees, pull it up behind square on the leg side for a boundary. A half tracker, nicely dealt with by Rohit Paudel.
Guided away. That's a shot that Rohit Paudel, well, he plays as well as anyone. It's such a touch shot. It's a touch of class. The late cut, it's so difficult to play if you haven't batted up at this level. Uses the width and the pace on the ball to guide it away for 4 more.
Played it very, very late. Almost played it from the keeper's gloves. And
all of a sudden, a power play that was going nowhere finally has some momentum Thought it was strange not to continue with Yasin Patel. Now works it into the leg side. Won't get a single this time. You talk about a desirable target. Did they want more than 140 despite the assistance the bowlers have been getting, 150, 160?
No, they should have the cushion of 150 runs on the board to defend it.
Oh, right into the block hole. It ends up missing everything, and the keeper himself can't get a glove on it. I think it cannons somewhere off his body and will be given as buys. Great to have Phil Gillespie here, all the way up from Australia as one of our standing umpires, standing alongside Rashid Riaz, all overseen by Ken Tanham, the ICC match referee. High quality umpires out there, two of the best going around the circuits, Phil Gillespie and Rashid Riaz. Great to have them here. And I was talking to them, really looking forward to this competition. They think it's going to be an absolute quality one with some really good cricket. And the thing that you and I love, Paresh, a bit of drama. We're going to have plenty of drama. They're going to get an overthrow. They've turned what should have been a dot ball into two. Outstanding running between the wickets again.
Yes, they run between the wickets very, very well, Kushal Patel and Rohit Paudel. After 6 overs, Nepal 39 for 1. The power play is done. This is the highlights of the power play. The first wicket to go, Asif Sheikh, trapped in front. 2 sixes by Kushal Patel. And 2 boundaries by Rohit Paudel. It was a mixed bag power play for both the teams.
Yeah, good acceleration though from Nepal. It benefited that. It was a slightly loose over from Navin Raj. A couple of good balls in there, but you saw the drag down to the leg side, then the drag down.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या स्टिल।
So the teams have to be quick in between their overs. It's to keep the pace of play going, something that's been trialled and now implemented permanently by the ICC. This one is cut away for what will be for a nice outswinger, but it was a bit of a loosener, and Powdell gets on top of the bounce and guides it away pleasingly.
That was a very good square drive by Rohit Paudel, leaning to the shot, getting the placement right behind square on the offside. The third man fielder had no chance. Even the sweeper cover didn't have chance to stop that.
Not sure if you caught the Stuart Law interview with the Hamro Khelkhud team who are out here, Subhash Mungan and his colleagues, providing great coverage of the tournament to all those across Nepal. That was, I think, 48 hours before the start of the competition, after the second warm-up match. And he was asked about a lack of runs for Rohit Paudel, and it was a pretty stern answer, wasn't it, from the Australian head coach. He said, "We have got nothing to worry about. Our captain, he will contribute absolutely when he needs to. He can turn his game on when the side needs it, can turn his strike rate around as well." And he got a couple of starts against the West Indies, but no really big scores.
That happens to a player, but it doesn't matter if you don't score runs until and unless the team is winning.
Good length this time from Anudeep, and somehow they get a single. The only way these two can get quicker between the wickets is if Dipendra Singh Iree comes to the crease, but the three of them really, Paudel, Bertel, Iree, are lightning, aren't they? And that's probably the brand of cricket that Stuart Law wants these young Nepali players to play.
That is what the head coach wants, very quick in between the wickets. And even in fielding, these 3 fielders are the best amongst all members, not only associate, but full members as well.
Short, wide, cut away again, just going to be a single. Yeah, they put on a clinic in that second T20. I was doing a little wrap-up of the series with our colleague Sharad Vasaker, and I said I think I've been lucky enough to be at probably well over 1,000, over 1,500 international matches now. I've never seen a better fielding performance than that one 10 days ago in Sharjah.
Yes, it was the second game. It was a massive fielding effort by all the fielders. all 11 fielders in the field.
Beats the outside edge. Now, Anudeep was the hero in that final between Kuwait and Nepal back in Hong Kong. I think he picked up 4 wickets that evening, and he's got a good track record against Nepal.
Yes, I think he took 4 wickets. He has a good outswing. His pitching is good. He bowls back up the length. He's not that express, but he bowls good balls. 7 runs of this over so far.
Oh, now half a chance. Not easy, but a definite chance. He gets a hand on it. And, well, given that he was following through to his left and he had to dive to his right, I think it's an outstanding effort. Nearly would have been as good a caught and bowled as you'll ever want to see, but he can't hold on.
Burtel tried to turn his bat, got the leading edge, got the half of the bat. It was a terrific effort by the bowler there, Anudeep. Couldn't hold on to it. 7 overs done, Nepal 46 for 1.
It's the batting card.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै
नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
सनफ्लावर ओइल मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेट
As Naveen Raj with his kind of mixed bag of tricks, not just leg breaks, bit of everything in his delivery, is going to continue, and he now has that relief of 5 fielders outside the circle, having bowled his first over in the power play.
He looks like a wrist spinner, but he bowls 4 or 5 different deliveries with his fingers, with his wrist.
The modern T20 cricketer, isn't it? What they do. That's the leg break, and gets straight through him. Brilliantly bowled. It's the drift and then the dip that's accounted for Rohit Powell, who ends up losing his leg stump. It was perfectly pitched. There was a threat of this in the previous over where Powell couldn't pick up the Yorker, and Naveen Raj spears it in there to find Kuwait second. Excellent bowling.
Speared in, the ball drifting into the right-hander, into the base of leg stump. Rohit Powell, after getting a start, he has to depart again for 16 of 15 deliveries with 3 fours.
नेपाल टप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठीक ठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित
has got themselves into trouble. Maybe a bit of something for Powell to work on there, just to look more straight down the ground. Undone by a wonderful piece of bowling, and no surprise to see that it's a left-hander come to the crease to give a left-hand right-hand combination to help Nepal with Kushal Malla, the youngster, recalled for the West Indies series and showed some good touch there. Obviously he was playing down in the top end T20 as well, but from the international end, T20 eyes recalled in for that after missing out in Scotland. He'll have a big role to play at number 4.
Yeah, this is a good move by the coach, sending in Kushal Malla, the left-hander, to face the leg spinner and the left-arm orthodox, because Kuwait has plenty of left-arm options.
A slip comes into place, and again, it's the leg break. Not really a spinning leg break, is it? It's going to skid on, but it's the drift that he's getting that will cause problems.
That is what Rohit Powell could manage, the drift. He yorked himself. He tried to play across the line. He could have played it straight.
A little shorter, which will allow Malla to get off the mark. Cheer from the Nepal fans. Will Burtel attack Naveen Raj here with the field out, or happy to work it around for the moment?
Well, I think he'll be happy to work it around. Just give the strike to Kushal Malla, who's a left-hander.
If you're wondering, the average first innings score here at this venue, about 151. So that's an average, obviously a cumulative across, I think it's over 67, maybe 68 if you include this afternoon's match today at this venue. Oh, now this is close, but a bit of bat involved will keep Kushal Bertel's wicket intact. Great move from Mohammad Aslam to keep Navin Raj on after an expensive first over.
Yes, a wicket already in this over and just a single given away. I'm very impressed with Aslam's captaincy, how he rotates his bowlers.
Oh, it's again that Yorker. Nepal are just not picking it up. It's a single and a wicket in the over. 8 have been bowled. 47 for 2. The night sky.
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Skyworth Home Appliances.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Overs.
They have to do that if they want to post a healthy total or respectable totals, let's say around 140 to 150. That can be a defendable total.
Slip comes into place. Sandra Awan there. Immediately trying to attack Kushal Malla, and Mohammad Aslam, the captain, on the hunt for wickets. This is good, proactive captaincy. Something we maybe didn't see as much from Qatar in the afternoon game, who really just kind of went through the motions once the power play was done. They fought hard, yes, but they kind of went to set plans. Bit of innovation here from Kuwait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fielders up in the circle, including that slip.
Yeah, Kushal Malla just in after the wicket of Rohit Podel. This is a very good move.
And causing a few problems. They'll know that Malla is much more devastating against spin, particularly left arm spin. That's his bread and butter, what he adores. But even just 2 or 3 overs of keeping things tight as we look at the field here will really aid Kuwait, although the slip now comes out of place and comes into probably a close catching mid-wicket.
I think Kushal Malla, he hasn't read the pace of the wicket. That is why he's getting those inside edges, under edges, not timing the ball well. Whereas Kushal Bertel has recognized the pace of the wicket.
Really good fielding, outstanding diving stop. Sandra Awan getting his body on the line and heaping the pressure onto Malla, now 1 off 5.
3 dot balls on a trot. Puts pressure on Kushal Malla. This is very good bowling by Anudeep. Into his second over, only 7 runs given away.
Will allow Malla to get off strike, but Bertel has just been a bit shy of strike, hasn't he, the last 3 or 4 overs? Kuwait getting the squeeze on very effectively outside the power play.
Yeah, that is because they have 5 fielders inside the circle, even though the power play is off. They want to take wickets. They want to put pressure on Nepali batters. That's very good captaincy.
If you're just wondering about the warm-up games for both these sides, we spoke a little bit about that in the afternoon as well. Kuwait's got a win. It was a tight win over the hosts Oman. They won by 3 wickets on the 3rd of October. That was end of last week. And this one's punched down the ground. And then in their second warm-up game, they also got a win. That was over Qatar by 34 runs. Probably a slightly more impressive performance. Meet Bavsar, who's such an incredible batter at the top of the order. He made 65. For Nepal, pretty much smooth going, and they'll be happy with their 2 performances. They were very comfortable victors over Oman, who only made 110 against them. Dipender Singh Airi in the wickets, Asif Sheikh in the runs, and then they also got a 16-run victory over Qatar. It was probably a bit more than that because the second innings they just rotated their bowlers around. Kushal Bertel was in the runs that night. As Malla misses out, to be given as a wide just outside that guideline. In both games, Sandeep Lamachani played, and in both games in the wickets. So, given all of the, I suppose, the media talk and the unknown quantity around why he wasn't playing the games, against the West Indies, didn't play any of the three. That's a really good sign for Nepal.